What's up, guys? So I am a DT. I teach yoga and meditation at Peloton. If you haven't had a chance to check out Peloton, we teach cycling and running and strength, yoga, meditation, dance, cardio, and so many more things. And I'm wearing Peloton from our new spring collection, before you ask. And if you haven't tried it out yet, there's a 90-day free trial for Peloton Digital. So check it out. We're going to get started with the yoga flow in just a few minutes. I just want to give everybody a chance to hop on. I'm so excited to be here with you. And it's really funny because I was on a Zoom happy hour yesterday, like all of us. And one of my friends was telling me how during this time she's been not drinking or watching any television, which I think is the opposite experience that all of us are having. And I thought it would be really nice for us to take this time for ourselves to really move through our bodies, to create a little bit of space, get some of that stickiness out if we're sitting more than we're used to, if we've been binging Tiger King or Love is Blind or one of those gems. So let's get started on our mats. Mine is right behind me, and I'm going to meet you in a child's pose. P.S. This class has no music, but if you want to turn something on in the background that feels right for you, absolutely go ahead. And I'll meet you in a child's pose. So this yoga class is for all levels, and it's really important to me that you just do whatever feels right for you. So if you need to modify something, go ahead and do it. If something feels like it's too much, definitely feel free to take a break. Child's pose is a nice place to take a break. So even if you're in a child's pose and your hips are up or your head does not come all the way down to the floor, that's absolutely fine. You can always stack your fists for your head if that feels nice for you. And this is supposed to be a place for you to kind of turn your lens inwards, right? Start to just tune out of the rest of the world. And in yoga, we really want to start to pay attention to our breath and link our movements with our breathing. We really don't spend a lot of time during the day noticing our breath, so see if you can start to notice it now. Take a big breath in. Feel your belly or your ribs press into your thighs. And exhale and feel your hips get a little bit heavier onto your heels. Breathe in and out. One more. Inhale. And exhale. You're going to come forward onto your hands and knees. Place your palms under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. If you feel like it's too much weight on your wrists at any time during class, because you might not be used to spending so much time on your hands, definitely modify. You can put your knees down in any plank pose. You can substitute with your forearms for a lot of postures, or you can make little fists. We'll take a second here to just warm up the wrists since we are going to be using them. So I want you to think about just shifting your hips in circles to shift the weight around in your wrists. And notice what that feels like. And then you'll move in the opposite direction. Good. And then you're going to turn your fingers to the side and do the same thing. So left fingers are facing the left, right fingers are facing the right. And if this feels like a lot, you can stay right here. If you're feeling like you need even more of a wrist stretch, you might turn your fingers back to your knees. And then you can continue to move in a circle, or if you want to really get into it, you can tuck your toes and send your weight back towards your heels and really open up the palm and all the fingers and the wrists. And then you're going to turn your hands to face back forward. And we'll take a cat-cow. So as you inhale, you're going to drop your belly, think about back bending, sticking your butt out, reach your chest through your arms, and think about looking up. As you exhale, you're going to do the opposite. So press the floor away, press your spine towards the ceiling, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Inhale and arch. Exhale and round. Breathe in and arch. And this time, you're going to exhale, round, and press your hips all the way back to your heels and come back into your child's pose. And just take a breath in your child's pose. Inhale. As you exhale, tuck your toes and make your way to your first downward facing dog. So you're coming into kind of an inverted V shape. Bend your knees a lot, press your palms down, turn your biceps forward, and think about setting your seat up and back behind you. So you're working on creating length through the sides of your waist here. Nod your head yes, shake your head no, let go of any tension you might be holding onto in your head or neck. You don't have to hold your head up and down now, you've been doing that all day, so let go of your head or neck. If it feels good, you might pedal through your legs, bending one knee as you press the opposite heel down, starting to just wake up the hamstrings. Maybe you swish your hips a little from side to side. And then take another full breath in. And as you exhale, bring your knees forward and down to the ground. So you're back on your hands and your knees, just where we started that cat-cow. We'll do that again. As you inhale, drop your belly, look up. And as you exhale, round your spine up towards the ceiling, tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, arch, and look up. Exhale and round. Inhale, arch, and look up. We'll do the exact same thing we did last time. Exhale, round, press your hips all the way back to your heels, find your child's pose. Take one breath in. And as you exhale, make your way into a downward facing dog. We'll add on just a touch more here. As you breathe in, pull yourself forward to a plank pose. And if you're not comfortable staying up on a plank, you can always put your knees down to the mat. As you exhale, peg your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good, inhale to lift your heels. As you exhale, soften your knees and walk your feet forward towards your hands. You're gonna hang on over your legs, but we're gonna take a clasp behind our backs. So what I want you to do is interlace your fingers, but do this behind your back. So you're gonna interlace your fingers behind your back, fold over your legs and just lay your hands on your lower back. Draw your elbows up towards the ceiling. Keep your knees nice and soft. See if you can pull the elbows together and extend your arms. You're going to drop your head even more, let the arms come as far forward as feels good, and then move the weight around in your feet a little bit. So you start to feel an opening through the side body, the back body, maybe your hips, maybe the back of your neck, and your shoulders are also opening in this little stretch we're doing with our arms here. When you're ready, take your hands back to your lower back and release your hands all the way down to the ground. Slowly, like you're stacking one bone on top of the other, roll all of the way up to stand. All right, we're warmed up. We're going to move into a sun salutation here. So you'll meet at the top of your mat. Your feet can be hips width distance or all the way together, whichever works better for you. And as you inhale, take your arms out to the sides and up. If it's available, maybe you press your palms, look up and see your thumbs. As you exhale, forward fold, you can bend your knees as much as you need to release your head down and your hands down to the ground. Walk your hands up to your shins for this first one. Find a half lift. Inhale, look out in front of you. So you're leading with your chest forward, but looking up with both eyes. Hands come down, step yourself back into a plank pose, whatever version feels right for you. And as you exhale, lower to the mat, elbows are hugging in. Untuck your toes, tuck your tailbone. Draw your elbows in and lift your chest into a low cobra. As you exhale, make your way back, downward facing dog. Take one full deep breath in here. And one breath out. Walk your feet to your hands. Your feet are going to land wherever they started, so either hips width distance or all the way together. Coming back to your half lift, you can use your shins or fingers on the ground to look out in front of you. And as you exhale, you're going to fold right back down into your legs. Knees are soft. Press your feet through the floor and breathe in and rise all the way up. Feel your legs turn on. Lift your arms. Exhale, arms by your side. Coming into sun salutation B. So you're going to start a chair pose. I'm going to suggest you bring your legs all the way together so you can squeeze your legs into one another. Think about sitting in chairs, the chair pose. Reach your arms up and keep that length on the sides of your waist. Right? It doesn't matter how wide your arms are. Stay long to the sides of your waist. Sit a little lower. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, you're going to forward fold, hands down, extend your legs as much as feels good. Find your half lift. Inhale, look out in front of you. Step back into your plank pose. Now, if you would like to lower to the mat the way we did last time, you're welcome to. If you're a pro and you want to do a chaturanga, go for it. You're going to lower any amount up to 90 degrees. Inhale into your cobra like last time or upward facing dog. And exhale to make your way back, downward facing dog. We're adding on just a little bit. Reach your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, you're going to step your foot forward in between your hands. If your foot doesn't make it forward, move your foot forward, no worries. We're going to do a little bit of bending and extending, so warming up our hamstrings even more. Come onto your fingertips. Inhale, look out in front of you. Think about lifting your chest. As you exhale, extend your right leg any amount. You do not have to fully extend it. Relax your head and your neck down. Breathe in, bend your knee, and look forward. Exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, bend your knee, look forward. Exhale, straighten and fold. Good. Bend your knee, step back, downward facing dog, and we'll switch sides. Lift your left leg and step your foot all the way forward in between your hands. Come onto your fingertips. Inhale, look out in front of you. Exhale, extend any amount, relax your head and neck down. Breathe in, bend your knee, look forward. Exhale, extend and fold. Inhale, bend your knee and look out in front of you. Exhale, straighten any amount, relax your head and neck down, and then bend your knee, plant your palms, step back, downward facing dog. Take a nice full breath in. Hopefully this pose is starting to feel a little bit more like home base. Exhale, and then walk your feet forward to your hands. Find your half lift, breathe in, look out in front of you, and exhale to fold into your legs. Bend your knees, come right up into your chair pose as you breathe in, and exhale to come all the way up to stand. Moving into our flow, into some standing postures. We're going to start with a little bit of repetition. Inhale, lift your arms and look up. So just like our sun style, exhale, fold forward. Breathe in, look up. Step back into your plank pose. Inhale, your choice to lower half of the way, all of the way, use your knees or not. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Lift your right leg and step your foot in between your hands. So again, you can always move your foot forward. This time, you're going to pivot your left heel down and come up into a warrior two. Good. So your right knee's over your right ankle. It's not shifting in or out. It's right over the center of your foot. You're working on getting this thigh close to parallel. And as you inhale, you're going to extend your right leg, lift up. Exhale, rebend and tee your arms and shoot energy at your fingertips. Inhale, extend and lift up. Exhale, rebend and reach. One more time, extend, lift up. You're going to pause here, take your arms out to a T. We're going to come into a triangle pose. So I want you to imagine someone's like pulling your left hip back, but you're going for something out in front of you. So someone's pulling your left hip back, but you're reaching with your right arm until you can't get any longer on the right side of your waist. Your right hand's going to come down to your shin. You'll turn your chest open, reach that left arm up. You're in a triangle pose. If you would like to progress this, you can always take your hand down further or to the floor outside of your leg, but no need. Here's a good place to stay. Make sure you're not dumping into your right shoulder. You're really rotating open. You're using your legs. It's like you're trying to suck the floor up through your feet. Take one more full breath in and out. Press into your left foot, stand up. You're going to rebend your right knee. Take your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach your left arm over your left ear. You're in an extended side angle. Turn your chest open and don't let your knee move. You're welcome to stay here if you want to progress this. Your fingertips can come onto the ground outside of your right foot. Whatever floats your boat, again, don't sink into your shoulder. Think about turning and opening. Take a nice inhale. And exhale, take your hands down to the ground and come into a plank pose. Take a full breath in. Exhale to lower half or all of the way. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale to downward facing dog. You're also more than welcome to skip any of these little flows that we do and just meet us in downward facing dog. That's fine with me. Lift your left leg, breathe in, and step your foot forward. Pivot your left heel down. You're coming up to a warrior two again, but this time you're on the left foot. Right, so I want you to make sure you're really bending in that left knee. Your thigh is starting to get parallel to the floor. Your knee is pointed straight forward. To your arms. Inhale, extend and lift. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, extend and lift. Exhale, rebend. Last time, inhale, extend and lift. Now your legs are going to stay the way that they are. You're just going to tee your arms and come into that triangle pose. Reaching the right hip back, reaching your left arm forward, 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 and down. Now I want you to make sure it's like you're leaning back with your right shoulder. So your chest isn't facing the floor. You're trying to rotate your chest open towards the ceiling as you reach your right arm up. Right? And then you can take any variation of this pose that you would like to. Take another full breath in, full breath out. Press into your right foot, stand up, rebend your left knee, forearm comes to your thigh, reach that right arm over your ear and turn yourself open. Again, if you want to progress this, you're more than welcome to. It's your practice. You can always change it in a way that makes it more appropriate for you, whether that's adding some heat or taking it easier. Take a full breath in, exhale, hands come down, come to your plank pose. Lower half or all of the way. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, down dog. Okay, we're going to get into some poses here. you can stay in your down dog. We're gonna get some poses here. They're gonna open up our hips a little bit. So we're gonna do that clasp behind our back as we move into some postures here, just a heads up. Lift your right leg up and back behind you. As you exhale, step your right foot behind your right thumb. So it's gonna be slightly to the right side of your mat. Pivot your left heel down so that your hips are facing forward. Your chest is facing forward. You're coming up into a warrior one. Good. As you inhale, extend your right leg. As you exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Breathe in to punch that fist down, lift your chest up, and look up. As you exhale, you're going to bend your right knee and go ahead and fold inside of your right leg for a humble warrior. Let your arms move as far as feels safe. Do your best to turn your left hip forward, so it's not opening to the side. Your right hip isn't moving to the side. Draw your right hip towards the arch of your left foot. Relax your head and your neck. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Beautiful. Hands come down. Put your left knee down. Move your right hand inside of your right foot. I know this isn't going to be everyone's favorite pose, but we're going to do it anyway. You're coming into a lizard pose. So your right toes and knees should be pointing straight forward, okay? Not out to the side, although we will get to that. You're going to walk your hands a few inches forward and think about bending your elbows down. They do not have to come to the ground. If you happen to have props, you might use blocks, but you don't really need them to make this pose work. You know where you're challenging yourself adequately and where is too far to go. If your knee wants to move out to the side, suck it in towards your shoulder. Lift your chest open, and if you want to add on, pick that back knee up and off of the floor. One more full breath in and out. Come up onto your hand, step back into your plank pose, breathe in. Lower half or all of the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog, switching sides. Lift your left leg, step your foot behind your left thumb, right heel pivots down again. Your hips are facing forward, okay? So this isn't happening. Lift your arms up, take a full breath in. Exhale, extend, interlace your fingers behind your back. Breathe in, punch that fist down, lift your chest up. Exhale, bend your left knee, you're folding inside of your knee. You're releasing your head down, drawing that left hip back towards your right arch, relaxing your arms as best you can, really letting go of any tension in your head or neck. Legs are strong, your hips not moving out to the side. You're planting the outer right foot back and down, bending your left knee all the way over your ankle. One more full breath in, and exhale, hands down, right knee down, lizard pose. Move the left foot to the left and your left hand inside. I promise your hips are going to feel really good after this class, even though you might not love this pose right now. Walk your hands slightly forward so you can bend your elbows back. Hopefully one day our goal is to get the elbows to the floor. Right now, wherever you are is totally fine. I would rather see your chest open and your knee pulled in than your elbows on the floor. Lift that back knee up if you did last time. Take a full breath in and out. Two more, breathe in and out. Last one, inhale. Exhale, knee comes down. Make your way to a plank pose. Inhale, lower half or all of the way. Breathe in, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And you survive. We're going to make our way to a pigeon pose. Lift your right leg up and back. Bend your knee, open your hip, and draw that right knee behind your right wrist. Walk your left knee back. Your goal in pigeon right now is to try to not collapse to either side, right? So do your best to keep both hip points facing forward. They're facing in the same direction. Walk your hands forward. You can land on your forearms if it feels like a lot. Just like your child's pose, you can stack your fists for your forehead if that feels better. If you want to reach your arms all the way out long and put your forehead down, that's also fine. Wherever you are is cool. If this feels like not okay on your knee, you're going to lay on your back instead. Take your right ankle over your left knee. Keep your right foot flexed and pull that shape in towards you like a little figure four. You're still going to get a great hip stretch wherever you are. See if you can use your exhales to release a little bit of habitual tension, any tightness that you might be holding onto in your hips, or maybe even your shoulders, maybe in your jaw. And then wherever you are, you're going to walk your hands back, lift your chest up, and I'm going to meet you sitting. So you can shift the weight onto your right hip and just bring both legs out in front of you. One of the things we may not have been doing as much as we normally do is also core work. So we're going to sneak a little bit in our class today. I want you to hold behind your knees, lift your chest up so you're nice and tall and long. Lift your shins up so they're parallel to the floor. We're coming into a boat pose, and we're going to move so you can release your arms straight forward, take a breath in, and as you exhale, lower halfway. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift, exhale, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, and feet down. You guys know we have the other side of pigeon, right? So I'll meet you in down dog, and we'll make our way there. Lift your left leg up and back. Bend your knee and open your hip. Bring that left knee forward and set yourself up for pigeon. So your sides might be different, and that's totally normal. Congratulations, you're human if your sides are not the same. Remember that if you feel anything at all in your knee, you can lay on your back, cross your left ankle over your right knee, and find a figure four shape. Otherwise, you're going to walk yourself as far forward as feels comfortable and focus on trying to let go of any stickiness or gripping that's happening in your body, right? So the hips and hamstrings are these big muscle groups, and they hold on to tension. So with every exhale, if you could just find a little bit less holding on to that tension, you'll find the pose becomes a little more easeful. Walk your hands back, lift your chest up, shift the weight into your left hip. Sorry to tell you we have boat round number 2, but it's also our last program. So come to the seat, hold behind your legs, lift your shins, lift your arms. We'll get through this together. Lower halfway, come all the way up. Lower halfway, come all the way up. Lower, lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, and done. Place your feet down. You're going to take them out in front of you and point your toes. So I'm going to give you a few options here. We're coming into a reverse plank pose, but you don't want to come into the whole pose if it's not for you. You're going to take your hands back behind you with your fingers facing forward. So the fingers are facing the same direction as your toes. And the first thing you're going to do is just lift your chest up. Puff up your chest. If that feels okay, you can stay here. If you want to, you might lift your hips up. If that feels okay, you can stay here. Otherwise, reach your toes to the floor, release your head back, breathe. 1, 2, 3, lower all of the way down. All right. From here, scoot your seat forward, reach your arms out in front of you, and we're going to lay all the way down onto our back for a count of 5. 5, use your abs to help you slow down. 4, 3, 2, 1, lay all the way down, step onto your feet. We have one last posture before we make our way into Shavasana. So feet are going to be on the floor, toes are pointing straight forward. And I want you to remind yourself of the cat-cow that we did earlier in class. And I'm going to take my arms overhead so you can see exactly what I'm doing. But as you inhale, I want you to arch your back. So you're going to create space between your low back and the floor. Inhale and arch. As you exhale, you're going to do the opposite. So press your spine down into the mat. Inhale and arch. This is kind of like your cow pose. Exhale and round. One more time. Inhale, you're creating space. Exhale, you're pulling your spine down to the mat. Now you're going to stay here, press your feet down, lift your hips up, take a full breath in. Exhale, lower all the way back down. One more time like that. Inhale, arch. You're creating space here. Exhale, pull your belly down through your spine into the floor. Breathe in, arch. Exhale, pressing your spine into the ground. One more time, inhale, arch. Exhale, pressing your spine to the ground, pressing your feet down, lifting your hips up, full breath in. Exhale, lower all of the way down. Release your arms by your sides. Take your legs out in front of you. Take a moment to be in your Shavasana. If you aren't feeling great laying down, you could also sit up. Bring your hands onto your lap or one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and just take a moment to acknowledge your efforts. To let your practice soak into your body. And if you're laying down, take a few big breaths, step your feet onto the floor, roll to the side, and come all the way up to sit. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys feel really good about getting a little bit of movement in your bodies. I had so much fun with you. Again, come to One Peloton for more yoga and meditation. Also a lot of other options on there. And I'll see you guys soon.